at 11. A new proposal to help solve the housing crisis.
Got to understand people's situations, but there's also a point where it's like, okay, our safety is at risk here.
But it has some residents on edge in their own neighborhood. Plus, hope for a local girl fighting a rare disease. How she's defying the odds and helping others just like her. But first, road work ahead. Details on the weekend closure that could tie up your commute.
Good evening. Happening right now, a 6-mile stretch of Interstate 84 is now closed. This is a live look at the spot that will be closed this weekend. As you can see, there are some work crews there ready to dig in and get started there. This all started at 10 o'clock tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter. About an hour ago, crews closed the area to start construction of Portland's Blumenauer Bridge. Now, this map shows exactly where it's happening. The eastbound lanes of I-84 are closed from I-5 to Cesar Chavez Boulevard. Then, if you're traveling into downtown, the interstate is shut down for the entire stretch of I-205 to I-5. The closure started at 10, lasts until Monday morning at 5. ODOT says it's taking advantage of this closure to get some additional work done.
Got a lot of maintenance projects we're going to try to do in the area. We're going to be replacing some signs. We're going to be removing a lot of graffiti in the area. We're going to be making repairs around in here, and we're going to be doing some bridge inspections along in here too. So there's a lot of work that we're going to try to get done during the closure.
They're going to be busy. This new pedestrian and bike bridge will offer a car-free route between the Lloyd District and the Central East Side. Although the major part, that huge span that goes in this weekend, will still require more work in the months ahead and won't be open to bikes and pedestrians until next year. Complaints about cars, trucks, and RVs parked on Portland streets continue to rise. A KGW investigation found in the first 7 months of this year, Portland residents filed more than 3,800 complaints with the city about abandoned vehicles, illegally parked cars, and debris in the roadway. That's a 107% increase from the same period last year. But there is an alternative. Several cities, including Vancouver, have created safe parking spaces so people living in their cars or RVs have a safe and legal place to stay. Vancouver's safe parking zone, set up at an old C-Tran bus transit center, holds about 50 cars, RVs, and trailers. There are portable toilets, hand washing stations, and garbage cleanup.
It's hard to try to transition from trying to find a job and then just leaving your stuff out there, because potentially it's either going to get towed or it's going to get ripped off or it's going to get broken into.
Similar programs have also been set up in Eugene and in Beaverton. And speaking of the safe parking spaces, Portland City Commissioner Dan Ryan has proposed using the vast Portland Expo Center parking lot as one of its locations, but Metro, which owns the lot, said no. Instead, the regional government offered use of a grassy ditch area that would take $1.5 million to redevelop. Talks are still underway. On Sunday, TriMet is starting a 2-week max improvement project. Crews are replacing and resurfacing the rails between Lloyd Center and Northeast 11th. This will affect the blue, green, and red line service in Northeast Portland. There will also be no red line service on the west side of town, and the green line won't run downtown. Shuttle buses will be available, but there will be delays. Local COVID cases in Oregon are down and vaccinations are up. Good news. The Oregon Health Authority reported a total of 10,400 new COVID cases last week. Sounds like a lot, but that's down nearly 9% from the week before. Cases have dropped for 5 weeks in a row now. OHA officials say the fact that thousands of vaccinated fans can attend events like football games and not have major outbreaks shows there are ways to safely gather. A judge has rejected a request from Oregon State troopers to halt Oregon's COVID vaccine mandate. 33 troopers had sued to temporarily stop it, but the judge ruled the state does have the power to enact public health laws, even if they, quote, may have the effect of curtailing individual rights. The judge also said Governor Brown is acting within her legislative authority. The mandate requires all executive branch state employees, including troopers, to be fully vaccinated by October 18th. It also applies to many healthcare and education workers. Now to an update on that massive fire in southeast Portland that destroyed 4 businesses. The fire burned for hours and sent 2 firefighters to the hospital with minor injuries. We talked to Battalion Chief Dustin Miller, who was on the scene on Tuesday when the fire broke out at the commercial building that's now boarded up. He says the 2 firefighters who were hurt have fully recovered. It's quite remarkable when you see that video, right? The firefighters were blown back to the street by that smoke explosion. Chief Miller says they don't often see this kind of a hostile fire event.
What changed there was how rapidly the fire progressed through the building. So when you see that video, all of that smoke and that fire that pushes out of the building was very violent and it was very quick. And when it happens like that, we are usually unable to react quick enough to it.
Fortunately, there was nobody inside the businesses at the time of the fire and no other injuries except for those 2 firefighters with the minor injuries. They're now investigating the cause of the fire. They're not sure how long that's going to take. A local mom is trying to spread hope to families of children diagnosed with rare genetic disorders. She's fighting what she calls medical labels, which she believes do more harm than good. Catherine Cook has the story.
She's just the light of our family. She really is.
It's easy to see why Deirdre Hoffman adores her daughter, Journey Love. But there's also what you can't see. Doctors didn't expect Journey Love to live longer than a week. In December, she'll turn 3.
She's doing some amazing things that we were told she would never do.
Journey Love has trisomy 13, also known as Patau syndrome. It's a rare genetic disorder that can lead to physical and intellectual challenges. Medical literature has described the condition as, quote, incompatible with life.
They are not incompatible with life. If they're given that label, honestly, you and I need to have that label because none of us, we don't know our time.
It's that passion for life and children that led Deirdre to dedicate this Facebook page, Faith and Prayers for Journey Love, to all kids with similar diagnoses. Whether it's trisomy 13 or the similar trisomy 18 or even trisomy 21, also known as Down syndrome.
The amazing thing to just see the community and how much it builds by sharing all of these children.
Deirdre's goal is to share a year's worth of posts showing these children being what she calls rule breakers, kids doing things they were never expected to do.
We have pictures and videos all the way up to children riding bikes, walking independently, going to school. And for some, it may be that they would never make it out of utero, and it's that they're born and they live a few days, but the joy that they bring in that time frame. And so that's what's shown. So it's just this, it's hope is what it is.
Deirdre says she's grateful for Journey Love's medical team and the support they've shown. She's also encouraged by a recent change regarding trisomy 18. Rather than incompatible with life, medical databases are now describing it as need for palliative care or proper interventions.
If you take away hope and you only give a label, you're taking away a lot of opportunity at life.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.